Hey, welcome to the podcast Domination Show, where we help you launch, grow, monetize, and dominate the podcasting space. This is a show where we believe that if you can get attention with your podcast, you can influence someone. And if you can influence someone, you can get them to take massive action. And if you can get someone to do that, you, my friend, can dominate. I'm Luis Diaz, your host and founder of Podcast Domination, and I'm your guide. Let's go. Hey, so I know you're probably wondering, why is Luis interrupting his own podcast? Well, guess what? I have a little secret for you. And I'm not going to whisper this entire commercial, but I just wrote a book called How to Get 100,000 Downloads in 100 Days, and I want to give it to you for free. Now, this book is going to be on sale on Amazon probably for about $20 or $30. We'll see. But I want to give it to you for free because you are listening to this episode and this podcast, and I appreciate that very, very dearly. So all you have to do to get a free book, a free copy of my book, a physical book if you're in the US, and if you're in the outside of the US, then I will give you a free Audible book version and a free Kindle or ebook version as well. Okay, so here are the steps. Ready? All you have to do is leave a review in the iTunes store for the podcast. If you think it's worthy of 5 stars, I really appreciate it, but I value honest feedback. So leave a review, screenshot it, and tag me on Instagram. My handle is @LuisRyanDiaz, LuisRyanDiaz. Tag me with the book review, and then I'll DM you, or someone from my team will DM you, to ask for your address, and I will send you a copy of my book. Maybe write a little note in there to say thank you, and we'll go from there. So if that sounds good to you, leave a review, and I'll see you on Instagram. Thanks. Now back to the show. What is going on, my friend? Welcome to the Podcast Domination Show. The only show, well, at least to my knowledge, the only show that helps you make money, grow your podcasts, and have fun while doing both of those things. We are covering today, guys, something I feel very passionate about. Something that this is probably out of the 3 things we talk about here on the show: making money with the podcast, having fun with the podcast, and growing the show. I'd say having understanding how to grow a show or testing different tactics and things like that. That's my favorite part of this show, and it's my favorite part of working with people that I work with. So moving forward, so today we are going to chat about how to make someone share your podcast, whether it's a guest or someone you just mentioned on the show, without really having to ask or do anything. However, you will have to do something in the inside of the show. And this is something that I did not realize that was so powerful. So I had to give a huge thanks to some of my close mentors and distant mentors. So number one, I guess the guy who started it all would be John Berardi. So if you don't know who John Berardi is, he is a thought leader in the fitness industry when it comes to nutrition. He's an OG in the game. I've bought his courses. I've taken his precision nutrition course, level 1, and found it extremely helpful for working with clients when I was a trainer. And he is the guy who started this and came up with this. And I'm not going to get the exact wording of this correct, but I want to get the gist of it over. And that is basically, if you find someone doing something awesome, it's really powerful. Really, 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 really powerful if you celebrate them publicly. If, let's just say, one of your employees goes out of their way to help one of your clients fix maybe their RSS feed, or fix something with their show, or fix something with their website. No charge, no nothing. They just did it, and they did an awesome job. Then you celebrating that person in public, on your Instagram, on your Facebook, on your podcast, on your newsletter, and sharing it with them, obviously making sure they know that, hey, you saw them in the act of doing something good, and you celebrated them. That is extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. And I didn't really think this was all that powerful at first, but when I started to look back at when I've had this happen to me and how it just made me feel as a human and how I felt about that person who did it and took the time to celebrate that, it made me much more receptive to doing things for them. So basically the gist of this is, if you want someone to share your show, you need to celebrate them on your show for something they did good. So if they just did some kind of act of kindness, if they just stood up for someone, celebrate them on your show. Give them praise. Hey, John, I love the way you did that. I thought that was amazing. Huge shout out to John for always just bringing amazingly helpful content to fitness marketers and fitness professionals, and also just marketing professionals. So that is kind of a meta thing, I guess I just did. But the idea of this is to find something good and share it, or find something good about someone and share it on your show, whether that's your guests or maybe just someone you mentioned that has really, really helped you in the past. Maybe you're like me and you give a shout out to your mentors. So John Goodman and also Vince Del Monte. Those guys have been fundamental in my growth and continued growth and learning as a business owner and a guy just out there trying to make it and just adding value to the people who I work with. Funny side note about me, I don't really like the word entrepreneur. I do not like when people label me as an entrepreneur. I am just a guy out there trying to make it and try to support my family and serve the people who have entrusted in me. So yeah, don't ever call me an entrepreneur. Even though, yeah, I know technically I am, but I don't like that word. I don't like the label. It comes with too many mental, I guess, stigmas for me. So, funny side note, but at the end of the day, one easy way, guys, to grow your show, to get it to be more shareable, is to publicly celebrate someone who did something awesome. So when they do something awesome, maybe it's a client of yours, maybe it is a colleague, maybe it's someone in your industry who you thought just wrote an amazing article, get them to, or celebrate them, give them awesome praise, and then share it with them. And this is a simple way. You don't have to ask for it. You just say, hey, like, I loved the article you wrote last week. I talked about it a little bit here on my show, and thanks for putting in the work and writing that article. So that is a simple trick you can do, a simple way of reciprocating or generating reciprocity to get your show out there to more audiences in a more natural, organic way, not where you're trying to self-promote. You're promoting someone else and giving them praise, keyword here, in return for them hopefully sharing your show. And maybe they won't every single time, and maybe they'll just brush it off and not really care that you even said anything about them. And that happens too. That's life. But give it a shot, try it, test it out, and I would love for you to connect with me if it worked, if you thought it was helpful. And the best place, as of right now, that I am recording this in New York in early November of 2018, the best place to do that, to really just get in contact with me, I would say, is, hold on, I'm pulling up my number here for my Google Voice account, which goes straight to my voice, to my my phone, by the way. So if you text this number or call this number, I'd rather you text it. 561-405-7838. Shoot me a text there. That's my Google Voice number. I get those text messages, and I'd love to connect with you if this helped, or if it didn't. I'm open to feedback. So once again, to connect, that number is 561-405-7838. All right, guys, that is it. Enjoy the show. Take this simple strategy and implement it, and give some thanks to someone who is doing a kick-ass job out there. I will talk to you next week on the podcast Domination Show, and we will be dominating some more, my friend. Peace out.
Hey, what's up? Lewis again, and I get asked this question a lot, so I wanted to answer it here for you in a unique manner. And that question is, Lewis, what exactly do you do? How do you help podcasters? What exactly do you and what does podcast domination really help with? Well, instead of me sitting here and telling you all the amazing stuff about us, I thought it'd be fun and interesting for you guys to hear what our clients are saying. So here you go. Please enjoy.
Lewis literally makes my life so much easier. All I have to do is record my content. I don't have to worry about editing it. I don't have to worry about writing show notes. I don't have to create any of my graphics to promote it. He literally does everything for me.
We hired Lewis to kind of help us set up podcasts, for us to put our content out and kind of grow our brand. And all I really have to say, it's been a huge success. It's been really easy. Lewis and his whole team have made the whole process easy, from setting it up originally, which with podcasts is kind of intimidating, and there's a lot of things that if you don't know a lot about the platform, that it's very time consuming. So Lewis made all of that easy.
In the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I was completely overwhelmed, confused, stressed out, because I went on YouTube trying to figure out how to set up a successful podcast. And actually going on YouTube, I was just bombarded by so much information that I just wanted to give up on the idea. And then I met a good friend of ours that introduced me to Lewis, and we hit it off. And he just said to me, it's really, really simple. I will take care of everything for you. I think what Lewis has done for me has made it seem so painless. He has took my idea and saved me money, he saved me time and energy, and more importantly, he's made my Persistence Factor podcast sound professional.
Well, I hope you enjoyed those sound bites as much as I enjoyed putting them together. If you have any questions about how we can help you grow, launch, or further your podcasting efforts, feel free to reach out to me at Lewis@Podcast Domination, or you can reach out to my team and ask them some questions. hello@podcastdomination.co. Both are .co. Just make sure keep that in mind. Anyways, I'll see you on the next episode. And until next time, keep dominating.